How'd that go? Welcome back to the inevitable Jim and AKA Harbor. Apparently the boat horns are going off.
It's my radiator mating noises.
Radiator mating noises. I'm gonna let that lay right there.
There you go.
We are back on the 1968 Buick LeSabre. If you remember from the original video, we didn't get around to doing the cooling system because waiting on a radiator. Radiator is here, so Richie has joined us tonight. And we're gonna put in new radiator, hoses, belts, and get that all taken care of, get the cooling system up to snuff. So, someone will let you know on this video, this episode is gonna have a little bit of everything. It's gonna be a bit of a buffet. Been waiting for parts for several of the project cars, and it was coming in onesie, twosie. I never got enough parts for any one car to make a whole episode, so you get to see several cars. You're gonna see some stuff, obviously on the 68 Buick LeSabre. You're gonna finally get to see the detailing and polishing of Hershey the station wagon, absolutely. And we finally got the professionally recovered front seat in the 75 Monte Carlo. Beyond that, there might be little hints of other stuff, not quite sure. What do you say we get started?
Yeah.
No words of wisdom besides your radiator mating call?
Yeah, I got cool on my hands already.
You got cool on your hands already?
Yep.
All right, let's get to work. We got the upgraded aluminum radiator that finally showed up for it. It's kind of an oddball size, kind of like the gas tank. It was weird. It's about a ½ an inch difference or something. I don't know. I had to do a lot of good measuring because there were some different options. But hey, Richie.
Yeah.
It's gonna go faster now. You want to know how I know?
How you know?
On the box it said this was an aluminum racing radiator.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what we're putting in. The transmission cooler lines are giving Richie a little fit. We're going to apply some heat to crack these bad boys loose. The fitting was, the line was stuck to the fitting. So we got to try to get it out. And the fitting was stuck on the radiator as well, right?
No, I got him free.
Oh, you finally got the crack away from the radiator. We need to get it to spin on line. Just like a brake line, just bigger. So it's tranny cooler line bingo, not brake line bingo. Rock her back and forth, just rock it.
Man, it's not doing anything.
It will. We'll give it some more heat.
Yeah, it's gonna need it.
Yeah, oh, we can give it more. Oh, baby. All right, give her a little lube, see what we got.
You a liar. You pointed the wrong end.
They get hot. Just move her back and forth. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh. That's what you gotta do. Heat and juice, heat, juice, heat, juice. And out it comes. Oh, all over the place. Can't take you anywhere.
Can't have nothing nice.
This is why we can't have nice things. Getting the belt swapped out here. And then it'll be time to put the new hoses on. Then what, Richie?
Big horsepower.
What are we gonna do with that?
Burnouts.
You and your burnouts. First it was bigger blocks, now it's all about burnouts.
No, it's still about bigger blocks, but...
Bigger blocks and burnouts.
Yeah.
All right, radiator's in, hoses on, belts on, filling her up. Got a gallon of antifreeze in it, now we're doing a gallon of water. Start her up, let her warm up, and top it off as needed. That radiator looks good in there, Richie.
Yeah, you can tell how much weight it saved by being aluminum racing because the front of the car sits in so much higher.
Yeah, went up inch and a half.
Yeah.
That exhaust leak is getting, that flange joint's getting worse. I have to rev her up a little bit.
Turn it into a tractor.
Yeah. I have to rev it up a little bit, clear it out. Hold it at RPM up a little bit. we go. Well, we're filming a good part of Richie's back.
They look good?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Real dusty?
Alright. There, Richie finally got out of the camera view. Jeez, Richie. Pretty soon you're going to jump up on a stand and start twerking to the camera.
Now they got to pay extra for that.
They pay extra?
Yeah.
So you're saying it's available?
Right. Everything's for sale.
Oh man, that's too much. Why don't you go hold her up at a high ride and we'll get coolant circulating. I was going to let you sit in the car and do it comfortably, but you can do it from there too. Get it smooth out. There, she's smooth it out. Get her off the choke, she'll be better. We've been sitting for about a week. Been sitting for about a week. So, yeah, the LeSabre's running pretty good. We got the supervisor down here. Supervisor showed up. Supervisor's here. All right, she's called a meeting to order. All right, Sandy has called this meeting to order because she needs to see it. There's the side eye. So we're waiting on that thermostat to open up. And when she does, we will be able to see it suck it right on down. We'll top it off and let it warm up. And there we can see it flowing through the tubes. So thermostat just opened up. Now the thermostat's open, we're just topping her off. And then we should be able to cap it and let her go. Oh, you can feel the heat coming off that radiator.
Yeah, that fan puts in work.
What's that?
So that fan puts in work. It moves a lot of air.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well done, young man. You've been quiet tonight.
Well, you've been over there on your phone while I've been working, so I didn't talk to you because I didn't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you're the guy that doesn't like to be micromanaged.
I didn't say I didn't hate it.
Oh.
I prefer quiet.
You prefer quiet.
No one over my shoulder.
Yeah. I was honestly taking care of quite a few business phone calls and texts while Richie was doing most of the work tonight, so I have to give it this young man.
Worked out.
Yeah, he put in the work tonight, so.
What
Hey,
now?
now that we have a power steering belt on it,
I was thinking about it.
you want to go turn the wheel back for us, see if we got some power steering?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Smooth like butter?
Oh, yeah. Like a Buick.
That's right. Well, it's dark outside now. It's getting darker earlier and earlier. Hershey's out there. I got the supervisor here saying, Daddy, about done. So I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. We made a decision that the Buick LeSabre is going to go on to a new home the way it is now. Biggest reason is I'd like to learn how to paint a car, but it's too nice and solid to be my first guinea pig, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
So, honestly, we got another car that we're pretty excited about. It's here. It's going to be a longer-term project, so we need to make some room. If you are genuinely interested in the 68 Buick LeSabre, email me at theinevitablejim@gmail.com. $4,000 is the price, and yes, we have clean and clear title for the car. Please make sure you have watched all the videos and are in a position to purchase before reaching out. But we'd love to see it go to somebody and take it to the next level. We're going to move on to the next car for this video, and yeah, we'll probably take this one for a spin tomorrow, but got more cars to work on.
Always.
It's a beautiful day here in Iowa, and check it out. Just got done putting the brand new, well, newly recovered, restored, whatever, front bench seat in the Monte Carlo. Had it professionally recovered by a shop here who's done a lot of work for me over the years, and it really turned out excellent. Along with the new carpet, and the rear seat's still original, but I really do think it's coming along great. Now, interior-wise, it really does still need that dash pad. Now, I have a dash pad for the car. It's got just a couple little, tiny little edge cracks. But other than that, I mean, the door panels can be cleaned up and such like that, steering wheel. The interior's not too awful bad. The body's still pretty solid. Now, this Monte Carlo is for sale. If you have watched all the videos, please watch all the videos, are in a position to buy and would like to buy it, please reach out to me at theinevitablejim@gmail.com. I would love to keep the car, but you know what? We just can't keep them all. And when it came to painting it, I thought, well, I could paint it, but then I think I want to leave it to the next owner to determine what color they want the car to be. So please, go back, watch all the videos so you know exactly what you're getting. And if you're interested, email me, theinevitablejim@gmail.com. $3,500 buys the car, and I have clean and clear title in my name. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for the Monte Carlo. Let's move on to Hershey. Okay, I'm at the shop. Actually came down here to put the new radiator in Hershey, but I wanted to show you a little something. As I mentioned before, that the carburetor is overfueling slightly, and I'll show a little clip of that I took. Something that's unique about the 2100 series carburetors, I'll show you this real quick. So you can actually take the top off a 2100 series Autolite, Motorcraft, whatever you wish to call it, and the car will start and run just like that, so you can see what's happening in the float bowl and such if you're having issues. So let's fire it up and see what we got. All right, we can see right there that the fuel is pushing past the needle and seat, and that's my overfueling problem. But it's kind of cool, you can start and run these with the top off the carburetor. And they'll run just fine when they're set right. So let's shut this off and check it out. So to adjust the float on these, you simply bend the arm right here, you know, to move the float either up or down, whether you're trying to raise it or lower it. And that's really all you do. And then you take this assembly and you drop it back in, because there's the needle, and it drops into the seat. So what we're doing is we're changing the force that this float puts on the needle and seat to hopefully get it to seal better. If it still doesn't seal, then we'll have to put a new needle and seat in, but this should take care of it, I think. As I mentioned, I had Hershey at the shop to do the radiator and some of the sloppier jobs because I have a floor drain there, but also I wanted to do the upper control arm bushings that needed to be done, because it's much easier to do on an open two-post hoist. Plus, the alignment rack was right there because it was obviously going to need a severe alignment adjustments as soon as we got that work done. And that's where we're picking it up right now. Well, we got some work to do here. Time to do the alignment. So once we got the alignment wrapped up, we have good green numbers. Well, she was way out to start with. So here's what we finished up with. The top is the before, the bottom is the after, and we are all clean and green. Okay, so I'm working on the taillights and such on Hershey, and things have escalated a bit. So, got in here, I had one of 4 taillights, no brake lights, no turn signals working. These park lights here on the side were out. Had bad grounds, so the grounds were dirty. We got those all cleaned up. Then I got signals back through everything, but the lights, only one would work. These sockets are just corroded inside. The grounds are broken off or dirty. So I ordered all brand new sockets. We've got them right here. I just got the first one put on, so we have, 4 brand new sockets, and just got the first one put on. Heat shrinking everything, of course. Just tested it, and everything works good. So I'm going to hop in here and get to work and change the rest of the sockets. And Sandy's here supervising. Am I doing a good job, Squirt? She says yes. Just get the lights working, Dad. All right, we're going to get back at this and finish up some lights. Well, it's that time. Pamela's down here in the shop to help me. It's time to clean. We're going to polish up Hershey. Make it look as good as we can. Now, it's just going to be, I've shown this in several of the other videos, some polishing, this and that. And I may bop in here and show you a clip or two, but we're just going to jump right in. You guys have been asking me to polish this car, detail it up, and tonight's the night. So,
wish us luck.
Yes. All right, so those of you who've been with the channel for a while, if you remember the Pontiac Safari Wagon video, I covered what it means to actually, like clay bar, polish and such on old paint. The biggest thing to remember is old paint on these 70s cars and such, if it's the original paint, is single stage, okay? And the thing with single stage is there's no clear coat to try to polish or cut and buff. And single paint, especially when it's aged like this, is kind of thin. So if you see some of the videos out there with guys that have the big spinning old buffers with the wool pad, you know, those are great if you're skilled, okay? But they are aggressive and they remove a lot of material. Great for clear coat and such. And honestly, they're good for this if you know what you're doing. I'm not a very experienced guy with one of those. And the issue is, this original single stage paint can be so thin that as soon as you get to one of these body edges or something with one of those wool pads, you can burn right through the paint just like that if you're not careful. And so I like to be able to really watch it slowly develop. So I use an orbital buffer with a foam pad. It's just safer for me. But before you start, what we have to do is we have to clay bar this surface. Now I've already gone with like a glass cleaner and cleaned all the surface dirt off. But we have to do what's called clay barring. And what clay barring is simply that. You get yourself a clay bar. It's really just a chunk of clay. And it's for this particular purpose. All right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to get a lubricant. In this case, I use a quick detailer. You can use water or whatever. I just like quick detailer. It works best for me. And we're going to spray the surface and we're going to run the clay bar back and forth on it. All right? As you're feeling the bar drag, okay, on the surface. Now you have to understand, this is a surface that I've already cleaned. I already took some alcohol-based glass cleaner, sprayed the car down and wiped it off pretty thoroughly. And so much so that I even got some of the brown oxidation off of the car with just a glass cleaner, and I could see it in the cleaner itself. So what we're gonna do is you take your clay and you knead it in your hand until it kind of gets warmed up a little bit. And what you wanna do is you wanna form fit it to your hand so that you can kind of hang on to it with the backs of your fingers. And then we're going to literally rub it across the surface. Now what that's going to do is it's going to pick up a lot of the contaminants and such that have adhered to the paint that won't simply wash off, okay? Because the last thing we want to do is we don't want to run a polish across the top of this, grab those, and grind them into the paint, because that's going to damage the paint and it's completely counterproductive to what we're trying to do, which is shine the paint. So this is something that a lot of people commented on from the Pontiac video, so I want to show you a little quick shot of clay barring. Okay, so now I've zoomed the camera way in here, just because I want you to be able to see and hear anything. Do you hear that? That's just my hand going across the surface of the paint, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get this wet down good with some quick detailer, all right? And then we're gonna wet the clay bar too, all right? And like I said, you just get it stuck to the palm of your hand here, and we're just gonna glide across here. Now you hear that? It almost sounds like a scuffing or something, but listen. As we rub, that goes away. That sound disappears. See how you can hardly hear it? Now, if we jump over here, you can hear it again. But right in the center here, where we're at, the sound has gone away. And that's honestly what you're listening and feeling for, is for that sound to disappear, okay? Now, a very important note, if you happen to drop your clay bar on the floor, throw it away, because it will pick up any rocks or debris that's on the floor, and you don't want to do that, okay? Now, we'll zoom this back out. What I did is I rubbed across here. Now here's what we're going to see. Remember, I scrubbed this with an alcohol-based glass cleaner, and look how much debris I got off that surface. And that's just in a spot. Guys, from here to here to here to here, that's all I did. Half of the top of this door, and I got that much debris off the car, okay? So once you do that, you take a microfiber or any other towel, basically, and you dry that area off, and you can see visually, it doesn't look much different than before we did that, because this isn't any type of a polishing step. This is a cleaning step. This is a surface preparation step. Like they say with body work and such, if you ever watch Dalton and some of the other guys that do body work, they say 99% of the quality of the paint job is in the preparation, the sanding and such like that. This is the preparation when it comes to polishing a car. Then from here, we take the compound and we polish the surface. I'll show you that step next. We're gonna work this panel. I'm gonna do this whole little, well, not the panel, just this spot here, and show you everything. And then I'm gonna break away, do the whole car. I'll probably set up a time lapse and stuff, show you the polishing part, but let's get the compound here and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so for the actual compound and polishing step, especially on these old, like I said, single stage paint jobs, the paint's only so thick, and when you burn through, you burn through. So the last thing you want to do is work it too long, because you're gonna go, the paint's gonna get thin. It's already thin in some spots before you start polishing. So years ago, you used to have to start with a rougher compound, then a medium, then a fine, and you're taking 3 passes across the paint, and every pass you're taking off some material. So it's been probably 6-7 years ago now. I met with a Meguiar's rep, and he introduced me to this. This is called Meguiar's Mirror Glaze Professional Ultra Cut Compound. The biggest thing you want to look for is number 105. Now on the side of the Meguiar's bottles, they have this arrow that goes up and down, shows you, how harsh it is. And if you'll notice, this one's maxed out. Man, that's aggressive. And you're thinking to yourself, well, Jim, you just told us you don't want to be aggressive with this. This is how this works, okay? This has what's called micro abrasives in it. So when you start, as soon as you put the compound on and you start the first pass, it's very coarse. But throughout that one single pass, as you're working, the way he explained it makes sense to me, is the abrasives that are in there, think of it as like little pieces of glass. And as you're running it, they break down to smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller pieces within that pass. So we're substituting the 3 stages with those other compounds with just one. So let me show you how it works. Get your buffer out, put a little compound on the buffer. Now I like to just kind of smear it around like this, just because once you hit this button, it kind of flings it everywhere, and everywhere it flings it's just more you got to clean up later. So. And now, always remember, when you're running this machine, you don't have to push in on it, everything like that. Let the weight of the machine do the work. I'm just holding it against the surface, and I'm letting it glide across the car. And really, this is about it. Now, I've noticed with the 105, if I wait until it fogs over and then tries to polish it off with this pad, that's about the right time to stop. I don't go too far with it, because then it'll be kind of a bear to get off. And that's about it. It's not super long that you have to go. Then you grab a soft towel, wipe it off, and you kind of hear that squeaky noise. I've always kind of liked that. Now this is one pass. The very first pass, and you saw I was on there for what? I don't know, 45 seconds or something. I'll have to go back and look at the timer, see exactly how long that took with the buffer. And voila, look what we've got. I'm gonna get the camera down here to take a peek, but it doesn't always show it the greatest. Well, I'm gonna show you, but from back here, because when I get up close, this camera does not like to focus. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a couple still shots with my cell phone camera of before and after on the surface, and that'll show you really what we're after. But you can see the difference from here to here after that one short pass, and even to the front door there. You can hit it if you think you've got enough material and you're not like burning through on any edges, or it's not starting to get light. You can hit it with a second pass if you want to try to get a little more polish on it, or a little more shine. And I might do that. I might go ahead and hit a spot a second time or so. But that's really all there is to this, okay? Now I'm gonna sit here and at actual speed show you a lot of this, but I will set up the time-lapse camera here, and I'll probably do, better part of this side on time-lapse, just kind of show you the effort it does take to do one of these. I'm gonna guess I'll probably have about 3 hours at least in buffing the first pass on this car, and then I'll wash the car. Then I'll come back and I'll use a little finer polisher to get around the nicks and edges. I got an orbital that has like 2-inch round foam. It's good detail. I wanted to get in around the door handles and such, like underneath here, up along the edge of the trim if there's any place that you miss, and then up along these areas that are kind of tight around the mirrors and such. And I'll do that if there's any areas that I didn't quite get with the big one. But So that's how you do it. Hopefully you picked up a tip or two, and let's get to polishing Hershey here, because I got a lot of surface area. This station wagon is big. episode of The Inevitable Jim. I'd like to thank you for joining us. And, you know, it's all about saving these cars. And like I've always said, I can't keep them all. I wish I could. But it's about getting them, saving them, rescuing them, making them somewhat mechanically safe and roadworthy again, and then pass it on to somebody else to make more memories. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting the channel. And honestly, take the time, hit the like, hit the subscribe, all those things. If you'd like to email me, theinevitablejim@gmail.com. If you would like to buy some merch, hats, shirts, stickers, that's theinevitablejim.com. Until the next time, I want you to take some time, go out in that garage, work on your ride, and simply have some fun.